It's time. Moving on. Stanley Clarke. Next track. Flip it up. Flipping over the record, let's move on to side 2 of School Days. Now we're on the back half of school day. Remember what split the day? Was either always recess or lunch. I hated recess when I was in elementary school because it's always hot and it was always in like the hot time of the day. Hated that. It was always muggy. Anyways, flipping over to something just as hot, and that's going to be Desert Song, starting off side 2 of Stanley Clarke's School Days. Let's go ahead and pull it up. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. A story. It's a nice finger roll. That's a quick, quiet little riff. The little bend. I love those little pitch bends. twisted a string coming on in there. You know, when I see the song title of Desert Song, I'm hoping that it's going to be something like what we just heard. It's going to be a little bit hot. It's going to be a little bit dusty. It's going to evoke imagery of a desert, just this long brown horizon, sun in the distance, the sweltering heat waves. You think you see a camel or an oasis, but it ends up being a mirage. Like, you want it to kind of evoke those imageries. And I think that they did a fantastic job of doing that. The guitar, which kind of sets us off in this hot, folky kind of vibe. It's very heated, and it just kind of sends us on our dusty trails. I like that. You have, of course, John McLaughlin here. And I like how you still have some of those playful things you expect from himself. Those pitchy bends that are inserted that kind of give it almost an Eastern-like flavor. Like, it's just really, really nice. And then you have some light percussion, and once again, kind of push us on this journey. And then, I'm going to sound a little dumb here. What I'm expecting and kind of thinking of like a violin or maybe a cello, something like that. I don't know if that's what it is. I know it sounds stupid. Or if that's going to be Stanley Clarke using a bow on his bass to sound like a violin or a cello. I'm actually not 100% sure because I don't have that exact personnel here. So it really sounds like a violin to me, but for all I know, it could be Clarke just bowing on the bass. Whatever, sounds great. And I like how there's an atmosphere built around with that. Then Stanley for sure comes in and gets a little bit of a bass solo. And man, does it once again stay in the theme of this particular piece of music, but he still has a lot of room to show off. The moment where he goes very like from dead silence, low in volume to quickly running up the notes, running up the fret, just putting this pummeling kind of like bass run up, and then it just culminates at the top. That feels really, really good, and I think that sounds so cool. And it's nice that they, and of course Stanley, are able to put in solos like that, while at the same time still sticking to this particular theme and not going off the deep end. In this case, I guess, going off into an oasis. You know, like they stick in that, and it sounds very coherent, cohesive, and it just works very, very well. So, really lovely track. I love the mood that it evokes. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel, what I do on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.